Allora, amici di Tennis, siamo qua con Craig O'Shaughnessy di braingametennis.com, braingametennis.com
Yes.
in English. Craig è il massimo esperto mondiale di numeri legati al tennis e adesso ci racconterà un po' dei suoi segreti. Come sappiamo, da qualche mese lavora anche con Novak Djokovic, ma non è che abbia cominciato con Djokovic. I numeri per Craig sono importantissimi da una vita. So Craig,
Yes.
I just told that for you, Djokovic apart, numbers are important well before that.
Absolutely.
How come you one day you said, "Hey guys, this is a nice game, forehand, backhand, serve, but there is something on which all this is based." How did it all begin?
You know what? It started for me. I have a journalism background. You know, the math side has never been a strength. I almost failed math in high school. I just don't like it. There's a lot of people come up to me and go, "Craig, we love the analytics, we love the stats," and they're math geeks, not me. I use the math and the patterns and percentages to figure out, is it better to serve out wide or serve down the tee? Is it better to hit a forehand or a backhand? Is it better to come to the net or stay back? So I wanted to know the layers that our sport is built on from a strategy standpoint, and the numbers explain the strategy. So, you know, there's the good part about our sport, there's a lot of different ways to be successful. You can be tall, short, left-handed, right-handed, lots of spin, no spin, come to the net, stay back. That's a really big positive of our sport, the different game styles. But there are underlying statistics and patterns above it all. So if we go back to around 2005, Dartfish is a software. They first started with the Olympics, and they came out with an element in their software called match tagging. So I was at the very first meeting in the US, it was in Atlanta, and I went to that meeting and they said, "Here is this tagging software, you create it yourself." So normally when I've watched tennis matches, it's always been chronologically. We watch the start of the match, we watch point by point until we get to the end. With Dartfish, I tag the match, and then I can say, all I want to see is the forehand winners. I look at the number, it says 10. I click on 10, and I only watch forehand winners. Or I only want to watch backhand errors. Or I only want to watch first serves out wide. So no longer do we watch the match chronologically, which is the worst way to watch it from a coach. You watch it by patterns. When you watch chronologically, let's say a forehand winner happens in the second minute, and then it doesn't happen again to the 11th minute, the 14th minute, because those
You lose the pattern.
because they're separated by time. We do not connect them in our mind. But once we see them one after the other, and especially if we see 10 forehand winners, you find 7 of them are exactly the same. So the Dartfish software really helped me understand the patterns of playing that sport.
And I imagine that now with the Hawkeye technology,
Yes.
it's like Disneyland for you.
It is Disney.
I mean, you know everything about all this.
Yes.
I read a couple of things from Craig that stayed with me because I too come as a coach to being a journalist.
Okay.
The famous 4 shots.
Yes.
The 71% of points in tennis are in the first 4 shots.
Yes.
And then the 5-5 rule. The players the best players win 55% of shots.
It's incredible.
So, come on, Federer, he should win 80%,
Right.
and that's not it.
It's exactly right. So let's talk about that first. The number one statistic when I start working with a player, Novak included, is I say, you want to be number one in the world. And when you look
Who
at them,
doesn't?
who doesn't? Every little boy and girl in Italy would love to be number one in the world. You look at the matches they win around 90% of their matches, but they only win right around 55% of their points. So if you have one of the best years ever, like Novak in 2015, I think he went 82-6.
Well, he was a beast.
He was a beast. It's like Nadal, the first 10 years he played Roland Garros, he won 9 times. So when you have these Superman years or events, you go from 55% to 56. I mean, you just tip 1% more.
And this means slams after slam swings.
Exactly.
1%.
1%.
Unbelievable.
1 ball out of 100. And when we sit on the side of the court and watch 100 points played, we can't tell where that 1 point was more. We can't see it. So I start with 55%. Then I say the next one, the 0-4 rally length, 70% of all points. 5-8 is 20% of all points, and 9+ is only 10%. So, you know, as I've...
Why do people train so much just keeping the ball in play?
It's crazy.
If 70% of points is in the first four shot, as a coach, I would say to my pupils, okay, let's hit hard the first four shots, because there is where you decide the match.
It's exactly right. You know, I was looking here at the US Open for the men in the first round, which is about half the tournament. They're at 73% so far, just through 50% of the tournament. What you want to do is look at the practice court and the match court and the relationship. So historically, because we haven't had stats, and to be very clear, before 1991 we had no stats in our sport. They did not exist before 1991. From 91 to 2002, primitive stats, very simple stats. 2002 to about 2015.
To have the number of aces was a luxury.
Yes. Now from 2015 onwards, we're starting to build, you know, more layers into it. But as I go around Italy, I come over to Italy twice a year and work with FIT. I have a great relationship with them. I love going all over the country. I love working with the high performance coaches. I do these presentations and I show the coaches is that, you know, the match court involves, even with the juniors, we have numbers all the way down to boys and girls 12s. Even there, it's about 55% of all points in our sport for our kids, even on clay, are involved in the 0-4 rallying. So we have the serve, the return, the serve +1, and the return +1. This is where we need to spend more time. We need to dial back all the excessive rallying forehands and backhands cross court. It doesn't matter if you can hit 12 balls in a row cross court. Can you make 12-second serves in a row? It's far more important to win more matches. So we look at the match court, and now we modify and change and make our practice court more reflective of winning and losing in competition.
This is great. Just one last thing, because we have to ask you that. Not wanting to spoil your secrets, but give us just a little example of the way you work, for example, with Novak, but it could be anybody else. For example, tonight we had Milman.
Yes.
Milman played Novak in Queens 3 months ago. He lost 2-1.
Yes.
But he's not such a known player. I mean, everybody knows everything about Nadal, Federer, and Wawrinka, and Murray, and everything. How do you prepare a match with Milman? You study, for example, I don't know, 2 out of 3 times when attacked on his left, Milman will pass with cross-court backhand, something like that? I don't know. So, how do you prepare this match without spoiling anything? Because it is still to be played.
Exactly right. I'm going to look, as I have done the last 2 days, what John is doing so well here this week.
So it doesn't count the precedent in Queens?
Sometimes it does, but the Queens match was on grass. It's a different surface, and so for this one, I threw that one to the side. I don't care about that match. Different surface. John doesn't, he's not so good on the grass. He's so much better on a slower surface, on a hard court, or on a clay court. So we just kind of throw that one out the window. It's what John has done so well here, beating Fabio Fognini, defeating Mikhail Kukushkin, defeating Roger Federer. I put far more weight in those patterns. I then look to see where he's comfortable on the court. I look to see where he's making the winners and errors. You know, every one of your opponents has certain areas on the court that they're more comfortable and certain areas that are more problematic. We've found that with John. We've found where he likes to be here at the US Open the last 2 weeks and where the problems are. So tonight we're going to try and tap into those.
So fundamentally you go to Novak and say, for example, Novak, be careful, because for example, in a hard hitting rally, it is dangerous to put the ball there or in another zone. Because John there has hit, I don't know, 50% of winners.
Right, it's exactly right. We have the back of the court, we cut up into A, B, C, D.
Oh, A, B, C, D?
So you start in the juice court out, you take the juice court, cut it in half. So the outer half of the juice court is A, the inner half is B, the inner half of the ad court is C and D. 4 even areas. And Novak knows that language. We're always talking in A, B, C, D. The coaches that I work with FIT, the Federation of Italian Tennis, all know A, B, C, D. It's a great way to cut the back.
Does Novak like this? Does he listen to you?
Absolutely.
Do you see Marion, on court he doing what you told him?
100%.
This should be a great satisfaction. You are there on the stands and you see your okay, there is Vaid, of course, there are the coaches, but your player doing this, it's great.
And Marion is so good to work with. We just spent an hour inside earlier going over this match and getting on the same page. And, you know, it's obviously such a pleasure to work with Novak, but equally so, Marion Vaida is fantastic. His tennis mind is great. We speak the same language. We talk through things. We problem solve together. You know, we really enjoy our process. So yes, the ABCD, the serve patterns, which we go a lot on, where to return, what parts of the court do you attack more, what parts of the court do you start to attack and then switch to. And again, this is so important for you guys to understand. In Italy, the exact work that I'm doing here with Marion and Novak, I'm taking that and copy and paste for the Italian coaches, which will then pass it on to the Italian juniors. We are taking professional patterns of play, and all the kids in Roma and in Naples and Bologna and Milano.
I'm away from home so many weeks.
And
I
Bari.
have such nostalgia of home. I want my pasta.
Yeah.
Okay, Craig, it was great
My pleasure.
talking with you.
My
Absolutely. Maybe we will have another chat, maybe in Australia.
Please.
Let's have a chat every slam, and you will.
Or the next gen, I'll be over at next gen. We can maybe do it then too.
Okay, I will not be there, but my colleagues will be. And do you also work with somebody of the new players, or you're just for Novak now?
Just know that.
It's enough.
It's enough. It keeps me busy.
Absolutely. So, thank you very much, Craig. Good luck for tonight,
Thank you.
John. But I suppose that I don't know how the match will go, but it will go in a really clever pattern.
Yes. And John is a very clever player as well. So, and he's had a magnificent
It will
tournament.
be tactical.
A very tactical match. I'm very happy for John, and you know, being
He's
Australian,
such a big worker.
Yeah, he works so hard, and Tennis Australia, I'm sure, will have done their job scouting Novak at this tournament, and you know, these guys are going to be very well prepared coming into this match.
Absolutely. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Craig. Ciao.
Pleasure.
Have a nice day.
Ciao, ciao.